and welcome to Diabetes Connections in the News. I'm Stacey Sims, and these are the top diabetes stories and headlines of the past 7 days. All sources linked up at diabetes-connections.com. In the News is brought to you by T1D Exchange. T1D Exchange is a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving outcomes for the entire T1D population. Our top story this week, the Federal Trade Commission will launch an inquiry into the prescription drug middleman industry, requiring the 6 largest pharmacy benefit managers to provide information and records. They're looking at PBMs like CVS Caremark, Express Scripts, Optum Rx, Humana, and more. The largest PBMs are now vertically integrated with the largest health insurance companies and wholly owned mail orders and specialty pharmacies. PBMs often have enormous influence on which drugs are prescribed to patients, which pharmacies patients can use, and how much we ultimately pay when we go to the pharmacy. Confirming what many of you have known for years, an open-source automated insulin delivery system, also known as a do-it-yourself system, is both safe and effective for people with type 1. It was recently shown in study form from the CREATE trial designed to test DIY systems, presented for the first time at the ADA Scientific Sessions. The system was made up of the Open APS algorithm from a version of Android APS implemented in a smartphone, paired with the Dana I insulin pump and Dexcom G6 CGM. The researchers previously published additional information in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders. Stem cell studies showing great results. Sernova says the first 3 patients of 6 continue to be insulin independent following treatment. One of the patients has been insulin-free for more than 2 years, the others for 6 months and 3 months, respectively. At this point, the other 3 patients of the study have not been on the device long enough to have measurable results, and the first 3 all have A1Cs in a normal, non-diabetic range. Sernova's Cell Pouch is an implantable device that releases the primary donor islets. The device is implanted under the skin in a minimally invasive procedure. We're talking to Sernova for next week's show. Long way to go here, but promising news in this study. Getting closer to once-a-week basal insulin, new study says Novo Nordisk insulin icodec achieved better results than Lantus in some aspects of the study, and that overall it was, and this is interesting wording, non-inferior. Another previous study showed it also matched well to Tresiba, but that Tresiba caused fewer lows than the once-weekly basal. This study was about type 2 diabetes, but insulin icodec is in other trials for people with type 1. New partnership between Diabeloop, which makes an automated insulin algorithm, and Soul, which makes pumps. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that correctly, so let me know. These are 2 companies that have been working together since 2020. They're French companies, but the new announcement was delayed by COVID. They want to bring the product, Diabeloop's DBLG1 eye controller and Soul's Dana Ace pump, to the US, Europe, and Korea. Civica continues to move ahead with the development of its affordable insulins. They've announced they'll partner with the German company Profil for the clinical trials. Civica plans to set a maximum recommended price to the consumer of no more than $30 per vial, no more than $55 for a box of 5 pen cartridges. Contingent, of course, on FDA approval, Civica anticipates these insulins could be available in 2024. A new study out of Israel shows that obesity in teenagers may lead to type 1 diabetes a few years later. The study of nearly 1.5 million Israeli teens found that those who were obese were twice as likely to develop type 1 by young adulthood versus those in the normal weight range. The senior researcher on the study says it's not clear why obesity would raise the risk of type 1. They think it may be a trigger in people who are genetically susceptible. Obesity also has other effects, including vitamin D deficiency and alterations in the gut's bacterial makeup that could somehow impair immune function. These researchers go on to say, as they look into it, it will likely be found to be more than one factor. I want to tell you about our sponsor, the T1D Exchange Registry. They are an online research study designed to harness the power of individuals with type 1 diabetes. And thanks to everybody who has checked this out and who has signed up. This is a research study conducted online over time, designed to foster innovation and improve the lives of people with T1D. Personal information remains confidential. Your participation is fully voluntary. Once enrolled, you can complete annual surveys. You have the chance to sign up for other studies on specific topics related to T1D. By sharing opinions, experiences, and data, patients can help advance meaningful T1D treatment, care, and policy. Sign up at t1dexchange.org/Stacey. That is t1dexchange.org/STACEY. On this week's long format episode, which was released a couple of days ago, you can hear my conversation with Dexcom's CEO, Kevin Sayer. We got more information about the G7 launch, after FDA approval, of course. And I asked him your questions, everything from iOS issues to airport scanners. And next week, as I said, Sernova joins me to explain their stem cell pouch technology. We're going to talk about stem cells and what they really see as the goal here in the long run. Listen wherever you get your podcasts. And that is in the news for this week. If you like it, please share it. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here soon.
Diabetes Connections is a production of Stacey Sims Media. All rights reserved, all wrongs avenged.